All right, let's talk about one of those things that can really make your European Portuguese pop. We're diving into indirect object pronouns. Now, I know grammar terms can sound kind of dry, but trust me, getting a handle on these is like finding a secret key to sounding way more natural. Let's get right into it.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what indirect objects even are. Then we'll meet the actual pronouns. After that, we'll see them in action. And then the really fun part, the ultimate pronoun combo. Finally, we'll watch a sentence go from long and clunky to short and sweet. Okay, section 1. What are indirect objects? Before we can start using these tools, we've got to know what they're for. This is the foundation, so let's make sure we get it right. So yeah, what exactly is an indirect object? I mean, when you think about an action, like I'm sending a package, there's the package itself, but there's also the person it's going to, right? That person, that's what we're talking about today. Okay, so here's the official definition. It's just the person on the receiving end of an action. The dead simple way to find it in a sentence is to just ask to whom or for whom. If I give a book to my sister, who's the indirect object? My sister. See? It's not so scary. All right, now that we know what we're looking for, let's meet the pronouns that take their place. Think of these as our little shortcuts, our cast of characters that are going to make you sound so much more fluent. And here they are. You can see how they line up. You've got me for to me, te for to you, nos is to us, vos is to you all. Pretty straightforward. Now the ones you really want to focus on, the heavy hitters, are lie and yes. Lie can mean to him, to her, or the formal to you. It's a powerhouse, and you'll hear it all the time.
Okay, let's get to section 3 and put these things to work. Enough with the charts. Let's see how these pronouns actually make our sentences flow better in the real world.
So take a look at this. You could say mandaram uma mensagem a mim, but it just sounds a bit clunky. Instead, you stick that little pronoun me right onto the verb. Mandaram-me. It's shorter, it's smoother, and it's exactly how people actually speak.
Here's another one. Perguntei-vos. That means I asked you all. Again, that little vos just slides in there and replaces a longer phrase like a vocês. It just makes the whole thing sound more natural.
And here's our star player again, lhe. Ofereci-lhe. I offer to her. And remember, depending on who we're talking about, it could also mean I offer to him. This little word is so versatile. Getting comfortable with lhe is a huge, huge step.
All right, time for section 4. And you're going to want to pay close attention here, because this is where the real magic happens. We're talking about the ultimate pronoun combo. This is the stuff that will seriously unlock your fluency. So here's the secret. We've just met the pronouns for the who, the person. But Portuguese also has pronouns for the what, the thing being given or sent. And what's so cool, what's so amazing, is that it literally smashes these two ideas together into one new super pronoun. Let's start with me. So the direct object pronouns for it are o and a. If you combine me, to me, with o, it, you get mo. If you combine it with a, you get ma. It's like a super simple math equation, right?
Okay, check this out. Here's a perfectly normal sentence. Dá-me esse livro. Nothing wrong with it. But you can make it sound even more native. Here, esse livro is our thing, our direct object.
And boom, look at that. Dá-mo. That's it. 2 little syllables that mean give it to me. We took the me and the o from livro and just squished them together. It's so efficient. It's amazing.
And guess what? The exact same logic applies to te, which means to you. Te plus o becomes to, te plus a becomes ta. Once you see this pattern, it just clicks. You can't unsee it. Let's see it in a full sentence. I already lent you the notebook. We've got 2 pieces, you, which is te, and the notebook, o caderno, which is o. Put them together and you get this short, elegant sentence. Emprestei-te tu ontem. I lent it to you yesterday. Beautiful. And now, the big one. This is the combo that really separates the beginners from the people who sound truly comfortable in the language. When our friend Gillet meets a direct pronoun, it actually changes a bit. Gillet plus o becomes lo. Gillet plus a becomes la. This is the pro move. Okay, here we go. Mandei-lhe a encomenda. I sent him the package. We've got our indirect object, lhe, for to him, and our direct object, a encomenda, for the package. Let's see what happens. And there it is. Mandei-lhe. So slick. In just those 2 words, you've said, I sent it to him. This is peak Portuguese right here. Once you start hearing and using this, you'll feel like you've leveled up for sure. All right, for our last section, let's bring it all home. We're going to take one sentence and watch it transform from the full, spelled-out version all the way down to its final, fluent form. So, this is the whole journey. We start at step 1, the full sentence, Pedro lent the magazines to Olga. Okay, totally fine. Then, in step 2, we make it better by swapping to Olga for lhe. O Pedro emprestou-lhes as revistas. Much better, but we can still go one step further. We take as revistas, the magazines, and combine it with lhe to get that final super pronoun, yes. The final result, O Pedro emprestou-lhes. He lent them to her. That's the goal right there. So, what's the bottom line here? It's pretty simple, really. Indirect pronouns are for the person, the who. Direct pronouns are for the thing, the what. And the magic of Portuguese is that it fuses them into one tiny, powerful word. Getting this down, that's your ticket to sounding way more fluent. So now you're in on the secret. You've seen how it works. The next step is to actually start listening for it. So here's a little challenge for you. The next time you're listening to Portuguese music or watching a movie, just listen. Can you hear these little words? Can you spot a lho or a mo in the wild? I promise you, now that you know what to listen for, you're going to hear them everywhere.